Yeah.
Hi guys, Luke here of SimBoxx in association with Clint Patrick and Adrenaline Performance. Delighted to be joined by trainer, manager, promoter, Kieran Farrell. Kieran, how are we doing?
All good, mate. All good.
Yeah, as always, it's a pleasure to chat to you. And we've got a lot of things to get into with Vicious promotions and plans coming up. But first and foremost, I want to touch on the most recent of boxing news. Overnight, Canelo Alvarez stopped Billy Joe Saunders in 8 rounds. Did you manage to catch the fight, or have you caught up with it?
I actually woke up at 4:30 in the morning just to get up anyway. So I went to bed at about I must have been about 10 or 11 o'clock, and then I got up at 4:30 anyway for my day at the gym. So I missed the fight, but I was refreshing my page because it was still at mid-fight, like round 3 when I woke up, and everyone was saying Billy Joe Saunders is doing good. There was a few people saying, "Oh, he's 4 up, he's 2 up, he's 1 up," and that, and then it's mad because then you see the cards and stuff like that, and you think, I know that if you give us a really good fight and that, but it doesn't tell a story what you're looking at them cards and that. You know what I mean? You look at the cards and you think, well, is it just the Brits who've seen it like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it just us who've seen that he did really good? Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, is what I say all the time, Luke. A decision's a decision. Whether you've put up a good effort in or not, it's black and white. You've won or you lost, and you got beat. You know what I mean? So there's no shame in it. Obviously, there's no shame in losing to Canelo, but it doesn't make a difference whether the scorecard says 78-74 or 78-74 in Billy Joe Saunders' favour. He got knocked out. Simple as that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I think he'll be back again. I think a Golovkin fight will be a good fight at middleweight.
Yeah, it's a good shout. And one thing I wanted to touch on, Kieran, and unfortunately, we know the tragic end to your boxing career. It's led to a fruitful career as a manager and a promoter, but your career was prematurely ended by an injury suffered in the ring. Now, Billy Joe Saunders was pulled out with an eye injury. Can you resonate with Mark Tibbs there on pulling out Billy Joe Saunders, kind of leaving him to fight for another day? Billy Joe Saunders, I'm sure.
I can resonate with Mark Tibbs for that, because when you've got a fighter, you look after your fighter. That's top and bottom of it. And the fighters are too brave. Fighters, I know myself. I'd not be retiring on the stool. I would have kicked right off. There would have been they wouldn't have been like, and I know, like the magnitude of the fight and stuff. Look, to be honest, it's mad because I had pains in my head from round 6. And there was no way I was telling John Breen that I had pains in my head, because I knew that he pulled me out. But it is what it is. Like, it was clear to see that he couldn't see out his eye. So, in my opinion, it was a good call by Mark Tibbs. I feel sorry for Billy Joe, because he don't get to make that decision. You know what I mean? But for all them people saying that he's quitting stuff like that, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He couldn't see out his eye. He's seen Kell Brook recently with the same eye injury and stuff like that. I think there was another one, Daniel Dubois, as well. And it's not a good injury. You know what I mean? You can't go in there and fight on with your skull smashed in half. You know what I mean? Like, I know people want to see blood, but it's going a bit far. Because don't forget, he might. It's like John Murray, for instance. John Murray's got like one eye, and it's like where he's had operations and all sorts. And the lads have still got to go on after their career away from the spotlight, with these injuries, what they've picked up on that, like myself. And you can't, you don't want to live the rest of your life with one eye. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of, because I'll be honest, it's mad because boxing is life. You know what I mean? Boxing is your life, and it's Billy Joe Saunders' life. Been doing it since he was a kid, and you can't look any further past your career. You think you're gonna fight forever, but unfortunately you can't. And I mean, for myself, it pulled under my feet a bit premature, but it's the harsh reality is that fighting, it's not you can't do it forever. Bernard Hopkins is a one-off. Getting to age 50, becoming a world champion at age 50, that's a one-off. And look at him, he's a legend. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? Them guys won't come around again. like Floyd Mayweather. I can't see another Floyd Mayweather coming around at the minute. Canelo looks that way. Canelo's looking just as good as Floyd, but he's a one-off as well. Canelo, how many ginger Mexicans do you know? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. As you say there, Kieran, that first and foremost, your health is your wealth, and he's got a family, and he's got to think, there is life after boxing. And the last thing that you need, especially in Mark Tibbs' position, is a brave trainer. You can have a brave fighter, but you don't want a brave trainer who's going to push him out for one more round.
There's too many brave trainers. There's too many brave managers. You know what I mean? And it's not good. You know what I mean? It's just not good. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know. I'm sort of releasing quite a few fighters recently who I don't think can cut it. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to see him get hurt, and I don't want to get these phone calls for fights and or text messages for fights or anything. I'm reluctant to even put them in there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, their life is in my hands, man. You know what I mean? And I like. When they're pushing it, like they'll end up taking a fight. I'll end up taking a fight from them, and I don't want to do that. So I want to use my own knowledge and my management properly to make sure that I'm taking the right fights for the right people at the right time, and that's what it's all about, boxing.
Yeah, absolutely, Kieran. Very well said. So, in terms of Canelo, before we move on, he's of course only got that one loss to Floyd Mayweather. That was back in 2013. He's 3 of the 4 belts at super middleweight. Is there any dispute in the fact that he's the pound for pound number 1 boxer on the planet at the minute?
No, I mean, a lot of people say Terence Crawford is as well, but until Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence, then he's not really got a shout. Canelo's beat everyone, and he's been beating them for a long time. You know what I mean? I don't think there's no dispute. Like I say, if Terence Crawford beats Errol Spence, steps up in weight, beats somebody else or whatever, you know what I mean? I can't see it. They're just too inactive for me. Whereas Canelo's active, he's fighting the best every couple of months. You know what I mean? It's hard to. He's been fighting. I remember watching Canelo when I was boxing, 2007, 2008 on the Mayweather cards and stuff like that, and he's been fighting really good fighters since then. You know what I mean? Even when he was moving, when he was stepping up, like fighting the Matthew Attons of the world and the Ryan Rhodes and stuff like that, like he just looked really good. You know what I mean? So like he looked very good then. Then he fought Floyd Mayweather, come up a little bit short, but it's probably done him the world of good. All of that experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Kieran, let's switch lanes. Let's go over to the Vicious Promotion stable. As I say, there's lots going on. You're always a very busy man. Let's start with a fight that unfortunately fell through, and we kept it under wraps for a long time. But Brian Rose, Ammo Williams, it was due to take place on the Devin Haney, Jorge Linares card out in Vegas, which would have been a huge opportunity. First and foremost, our thoughts are with Ammo Williams, the struggles that he's going through.
So I got a contract sent to me for the Canelo undercard. So we were meant to be on that Canelo undercard at first, and then they wanted to switch it. It gave Brian more time when it was in Vegas, which was a dream of his. So I was like, right, sound, let's do it then. Then obviously Ammo Williams having these problems, and it's clear to actually see it. If you follow him on social media, you will see that he's not in a good place. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Hopefully we can get it rescheduled. Hopefully Matchroom sent me another fight in Mexico and that, but it's like I say, it's managing fighters. You've got to be picking the right fight at the right time. And for the Ammo Williams fight, it was a massive opportunity to sort of and he was a novice really. Brian Rose fought Demetrius Andrade for the world title. He's been British champion, won it outright. He's fought in step up fights. He's done what he's had to do, and Ammo Williams has not experienced any of that. So it was actually a good fight for Brian, especially after a 6-round win over a former Spanish champion. Moving up to 8 rounds would have been a steady little step up. Whereas, moving to 10, 12 rounds in title fights, stuff like that, is a bit different, you know what I mean? So we just need to assess what goes on now, you know what I mean, and see where we're at with, because I don't want to make any hasty decisions, like take the next fight that gets offered along. There's been talks of if Sam Egerton comes through, that Sam Egerton might want to get on defend his WBC silver title to Brian. which would be a good fight, and it'd be a winnable fight for Brian. And Sam Egerton's on a roll at the minute, and that with Hennessy, but Brian's a proven fighter, and he's still got plenty left in the tank. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, there's plenty of fights being spoke about and talked to about. I've been offered a fight BT Sport on another card, been offered a fight elsewhere. Like I said, one in Mexico, different ones, mate. You know what I mean? So let's have a look and see what we get. But it's all good. Brian's just in the gym ticking over, and it was bad for Brian's mental health. Obviously, he's got his dream fight, and then before you know it, I'm getting in the bath, and then they've announced the card, and he's not even on the poster. Then we didn't find out till like the next day that Ammo Williams is having mental health problems. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. You know what? First and foremost, Kieran, I'd just like to say that I spoke to Brian just after I spoke to yourself when the fight poster dropped and he wasn't on there. And as much as he was gutted, he was very gutted, but he was very gracious and he was very warming in the fact that he wished Ammo the best, and he's dealt with issues himself, Brian, and he only wished Ammo the best. It was good to see.
He dealt with the issues. He dealt with them issues himself, Luke. You know what I mean? So like, he come from a dark place himself, so he wanted, like, first and foremost, like any fighter, you just want everyone to get, like, their opponents to get well soon, basically. You know what I mean? And that's all we. And if we can do it again, mate, in the future, buzzing. You know what I mean? And if we don't, then whatever. You know what I mean? It's all experience. It's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, Kieran. Now, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but if the stars align, Scott Fitzgerald, Brian Rose, it's a fight that's not going away. Scott Fitzgerald returned at 168. They're saying that his next fight is going to be at 160 as he moves back down to 154. Brian Rose is at 160 without an opponent. Are these stars aligning to finally get the Blackpool Preston Derby fight on?
Hey, we'd hope so, but like, I'll be honest, I don't think they want it. I'll be honest, I'm not trying to make it out like just so they see this and like, all right, let's do it. You know what I mean? I personally don't think they want it. They've cancelled it twice already. We offered it them the start of the year. They're like, no, we want an easier opponent. I know it's been spoke about. It's been put to Eddie Hearn. It has been put. This fight has been put to Eddie Hearn for July or August. Now, I think it's a good fight, but I don't feel like he wants it. So it's not something what I'm thinking. I'm sat here thinking, hoping and praying on, because I'll be honest, I don't think he wants to fight. You know what I mean? So I don't know, mate. It's an hard one. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know what more to say or what more you can do. But I turn up at his gym and just start fucking kicking off. You know what I mean? But if that's what gets us the fight, mate, I'm game as fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, let's move on to another member of the Vicious Promotions stable. As I say, these announcements have been over the past couple of weeks. It's the first time I've had the opportunity to speak to you on camera. Amy Timlin. Now, for a long time, we was expecting the rematch with Carly Skelly after their draw on the Chisora Usyk undercard. And then we got the announcement on social media from yourself and Dave Caldwell that you've managed to secure a shot at the European title, which is a very prestigious opportunity. It was met with, a bit of a mixed reaction on social media. I think it's fair to say some people want to see the rematch with Carly Skelly. A lot of people can understand this is a bigger opportunity. Take us through, in your mind, Kieran, where we're at with Amy Timlin and the next fight coming up.
So if Carly Skelly got offered the European title shot by her management, do you think she'd give two fucks about Amy Timlin? Do you know what I mean? She'd not care less. So like. And this is a you got to be for yourself. This is what sort of sport is. It's every man for himself, like every woman for herself. And Amy Timlin's just lucky to have a top management team and a top coaching team. So that's why she's getting put in these positions. Like that's all I can say. You know what I mean? Dave Caldwell's managing Amy, and we linked up and we spoke in the pandemic, and he was looking to add the girls to his table. And he had some footage of Amy, and I'm like, look, Amy's a really good fighter, and he wanted it though. So I said, look, let's do it. He did it, and we got the Commonwealth title fight. Is a past memory for me now. Amy Timlin would punch Carly Skelly's head in all over, and I'll be honest, Luke, I will not want to give her a shot because of all the bullshit she's been writing on social media and that. Calling me, you know what I mean? Like calling me, like just insults. I'm like, wow, don't bite the hand that fed you. You know what I mean? And we're the ones that fed her. we could have got anyone. We could have got Kathy McClare. Could have got another girl. Could have got another girl. Could have Shannon Courtney. We could have chose anyone for that Commonwealth title fight. We chose Carly Skeller. She got an opportunity. She drew. She didn't win. It's simple as that. Again, go back to the results. Doesn't matter if you look good. If you thought you won. If he thought you won. If everyone thought you won. The result is the result. As simple as that. We move on, and we've been offered a European title fight because we've got a good manager in Dave Caldwell, and we're taking it. And we will not give her a rematch. The reason being is because she's full of insults. So she's I don't even know what to say. She's sort of shit on her own doorstep. That's what she's done.
So in terms of the European title fight, Kieran, when can we expect that to take place, and where's that fight going to land? Is it a promotions fight, or is it a matchroom fight? Where will that land?
No, well, I'm not going to put the purse bids in because it's a bit much, you know what I mean? But Dave Caldwell's a manager, and I know I'm speaking to promoters about it. So I think we could expect to see it on the matchroom card. But like I say, I'm not. It's not for me to say. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he's coaching and making sure she's ready. I'll be honest. So Luke, I've never seen her any better. Never seen her any better. We've got no problems. He's all good. She's living at my mum's house with our Nathan. Everything's good. She's firing, mate. I can't even say she's like a new girl. You know what I mean? She talks now. She never used to talk. You know what I mean? She has a bit of a laugh and that. She's good. She's in the gym. She's training hard, and I can't ask for any more from her at the minute.
Yeah, exciting times, Kieran. We look forward to that fight when it gets penciled in. Speaking of big announcements, the Spain show finally was announced June 26th. We're out in Barcelona with Gerome Warburton, Sion Yaxley, two recent additions to the Vicious Promotion stable. Conor Lynch, who's been there from day one, 3 undefeated prospects, all 6-0. Very exciting time, and we're looking forward to go out there. Fingers crossed, SimBoxx will be out there as well, and it's a big opportunity. Something a bit different.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest. Like I say, Luke, everyone got about working hard. Like I say, I just think I did 6 a.m. like 6:45. I'm just counting all things. 6 a.m. 6:45. I started at 6 a.m. this morning. 6 a.m. 6:45, 7:30, 8:15, 9 a.m. 9:45, 10:30, 11:15, 12 p.m. 12:45. I did 10 privates by 12:30 by 1:15 today. And I always look back and think, why is everything happening for my fighters? Like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? I'll tell you why it's happening, because I work so fucking hard. That's how it's happening. I work my bollocks off for every fighter, and like I say, mate, because I've got to get on with you. You know what I mean? We've got to get on, Luke. Because if we didn't get on, we wouldn't be talking today, would we? You know what I mean? I'd be trying to put it off all the time. But there's I get on with 99% of the camp, and then the 1% what I've got, I'm just letting go. Can't be bothered. You know what I'm saying? But the lads like Gerome Warburton and Sion Yaxley, they wasn't even with me, but they know what I can do for them. Look at Gerome Warburton's card, his box rep, 5 fights in 8 months. That's through me. That was through me. 5 fights in 8 months. Sion Yaxley, very similar. He boxed 4 fights in 8 months for me, and one of them he did have another fight, and that was on his previous manager's card. So they know what I can do for him. I've got him out in Spain. Conor Lynch, like you say, been there from day one. He's a good lad, and they're all working hard. And Sion Yaxley's been up sparring Anthony Fowler. Sion Yaxley's really good. Sion Yaxley's a really good fighter, and I've got high hopes for Sion. I think he's going to do really well. Gerome as well. Gerome, the bread maker, man, he's such a likable character, and he gets. I think he's just got one of them faces. Not one of them faces like me, what you want to punch. He's got one of them faces where he's a proper likable lad. You know what I mean? So getting them out there in Spain, getting them all to 7-0. We're onwards and upwards, Luke, in the Vicious Promotions camp. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Like, these lads, they've only come to get managed by me because they know what I can do for them. You've seen it yourself, Luke. they're at the back of the boxing news last week and the week before. They're fighting in Spain end of June when no one else is fighting and stuff like that. No, they're on IFL London, at IFL TV. They're on SimBoxx. They're on Boxing Social. They're doing we're getting the names out there. We're doing it proper. And we're doing the best. I'm doing the best I can. But all it is, Luke, it's not hard. It's a phone call to make, and I'll make that phone call for any of my fighters. My fighter wants something. He rings me, tells me. If you've got any issues, ring me, tell me. It's the ones who don't ring you, don't tell you that. Like I say, you've got to be a like-minded person. My phone's on 24/7. If that phone rings, I'll answer it. If it rings at 3:00 this morning, I'll answer the phone. And I'll be like, what's up, bro? It's happened loads of times. Loads of times it's happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's exciting times, like I say, and you've linked up with promoters over in Spain. So can we expect more shows out in Spain, in Barcelona, different places around the country out there as we continue to move out of the pandemic? Is this going to be the start of a partnership moving forward?
Yeah, look, I'll be honest. I look at different countries and like, where can I go next? You know what I mean? I'll be honest. That's what I do. I'm like, I've actually got a international link up this week. I've got an international link up this week. What I'm going to be announcing at some point. But it's nothing to do with like. Well, it's not yet anyway. Like, I mean, we might end up promoting a show over in America or anything like that. But that's. I mean, look, I'm just trying to push myself, Luke. We're on it. We're only on the earth for a limited number of a limited time, and what it is we can't, like, we've got to make sure we make the most of it. And I'm not one for sitting around letting my years go by and not trying to be the best I can be. So when you see me doing 20 privates in a day, or when you see me going over to Spain next week, living the life, don't think that it's just come to me, because it's not. I've worked very hard for it. You know what I mean? Putting them in with Timlin, in touch with Dave Colwell, and getting that link up going, and going meeting the lads out in Spain. There was no. I sat down and had dinner with the lads, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna come and help you out. I want to do a show in Spain. So they're like, right, let's do it. And I'm like, look, I'm not all talk. I'm do it. I put my money up and go and do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm just trying to push myself all the time, because I'll be honest, I don't want to die, Luke. I think, fucking hell, I didn't really empty my tank here. You know what I mean? I want to empty the tank. I want to do the best I can. I want to lift titles with fighters. I want to have pictures with the IBF world title saying that's my fighter, manager, or coach. You know what I mean? So if any fighter, and I know, I'm not going to mention any names. I got rang by a former IBF world champion whose son's fighting now, who wanted me to manage his son. He said, hey, I've heard you're the guy to be with. I'm like, yeah, you heard right. I am the guy to be with, mate. If you want to be a champion, I'm the guy to be with, because we'll make it happen. You know what I mean? And that's that. And I'm early in my career. I've been promoting 2016. So I started 2016, did 3 shows, did 10 shows in 2017, did 4 shows in 2018. Then I did about 10 shows in 2019 because of the M22 promotions with Joe Gallagher as well. And then I did 2 shows in 2020 at the start of 2020. Then it's been the pandemic. I'm still a baby in the game. I'm still learning, you know what I mean? But I don't know. The sky's the limit. It's not even the limit. It's just a view. And that's what we always say, Luke, you know what I mean? The sky's not a limit. It's just a view, mate. And we don't know where we can take it. Let's just take it as far as we can. Let's see if SimBoxx can come to Spain with us. Let's see if we can go to America. Let's see if we can go to Australia. Let's see if we can go to Monaco. Let's be Kieran Farrell promotions or Vicious promotions all over the show, mate. Let's go.
Honestly, mate, the it's inspirational. It's good. Your energy is infectious. But speaking of Spain, shows in Spain this week coming, we've got an opportunity for Ben Rydins. He's fighting for the first time since the close loss to Jez Smith. He'll be returning out in Spain. Tell us a little bit more about that fight and that opportunity for Ben.
See, it's like the one with Brian Rose in March. No one come and rang me and said, oh, we've got a fight in Spain for Brian. We had to make it happen. We had to finance it. We had to get sponsors on board, and we'll go and do it. We drove to Barcelona to make that happen. Now it's a bit better for us. We can fly over there. It's a 2-minute job. So I was going to be like, I didn't want to go because the Ammo Williams fight. Obviously, I didn't want to go because if Spain was on a red list, then I couldn't do it. So I waited. Then, as it was, the Ammo Williams fight fell through, and I was like, I can even go and do that Spain one though. Shout out to the sponsors who made it happen. Jordy Gaz, the rendering company. Dave, SRM Utilities. Gary Metcalf, Mawson Group. Essentially, Solutions, Flooring. Little Max Wilson, Bolton. I'm trying to Sunlight Tanning, Haywood. Big shout out to Carl. So big shout out to them guys. And yeah, we made it happen, mate. And we're gonna go over there, kick some ass, and that's what it's about. We're gonna go kick some ass, get Ben a win because he deserves it. Because he went in there, showing the balls that he's got. Went in with Jez Smith. Jez Smith had a really good fight with Lajaro. The rematch is happening, I think. And Ben Ryden's shown that. Look, he showed that. Look, Jez Smith was a level above him at the time, but he's going to come back again from that. He's only going to come on from that experience. 6-3s on a matchroom card. It's massive. It's massive for him, and everyone's going to see. We're going to knock somebody out, mate. We're going to kick in ass, mate. This Sunday.
Yeah, we look forward to it, Kieran. As always, it's always a pleasure to catch up, and I'll let you get back to your Sunday evening, and I'm sure we'll be up at the People's Gym real soon to have a catch up and start putting plans into place for Barcelona. We're really looking forward to that and looking forward to being a part of it as well.
Definitely, mate. Spot on, Luke. Right, I'll let you go, mate. I'll see you later. Thank you.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.